mechanical buttons, and now we're on a bit of a crazier road, so we can... Holy... Come on. That's crazy. Actually, the suspension pretty firm right now, and there is a large delta between the firmest suspension and the softest suspension that you can have. The body itself, thanks to the stainless steel, thanks to the way it's built, is very, very stiff, torsionally stiff. It's very rigid, and so all of that effort to be either soft or firm goes on the suspension. And they have really good suspension, really good travel, really fast travel. It really is very quiet. Okay, a couple other interesting things that you note. One is like huge amount of glass. World's largest windshield is pretty funny. I think with every Tesla I've reviewed for the past couple of years, there's always been one muscle memory remap required to get used to this thing. And I think with previous Teslas, like we all know about the center screen, you're used to checking right in front of you for the speed. Now you have to look over to the side. Just a little remap there. With the yoke steering wheel and the buttons on the steering wheel, that's a remap people have to adjust to. They're pretty stubborn about this stuff. With this one, it's going to be that there is no rear visibility with the mirror when the tonneau cover is closed. So my tonneau cover is closed right now. Can't see anything behind me. But I've sort of started to remap my glance behind me to the preview of the rear-facing camera, which is on the screen all the time. And so I just keep glancing there to see what's behind me. You can actually move it to the left or right-hand side, so you get a bigger preview when it's on the right, or you can just move it on the left. So yeah, that's the Cybertruck muscle memory remap. Is your rear view mirror doesn't have a camera mode, so if you want to check behind you while the tonneau cover's closed, you're looking down there. All right, we got a nice little highway coming up. I like instinctively put my hand on this side of the wheel to get ready for a big turn. Oh my God. But I don't have to do it because it's so little turn. All right, let's get on the highway. So you don't need a ton of horsepower for regular pickup truck stuff, but merging onto a highway makes a lot of sense. Let me get some space between the car in front of me. Oh my God, on all season tires, all terrain tires, shouldn't be able to do that. A couple other interesting things though about this truck. One, world's largest windshield wiper is hilarious. It looks ridiculous. It might be logistically ridiculous too. I don't know if in the ice or the snow, if it's going to be able to like break apart enough ice to move that huge windshield wiper. There's probably a much bigger motor to move it, but it works. So Neil, if you're wondering, it doesn't quite cover the entire windshield, but it does go above my head and cover 75% of what the passenger's going to see too. So I feel like it's working at least. And then the other thing to note is for your road tripping, totally compatible with all the Tesla superchargers. It has all of the autopilot stuff that other Teslas have, but it's also now an 800 volt architecture. And what that basically means is it's able to charge faster at V4 superchargers, and it's able to make total wires thinner because they conduct better and they're more efficient, and so the total wire weight of the car goes down for all of the high voltage systems. It also has a 48 volt low voltage system, which is 4 times the normal 12 volts you'd see in most cars. So in general, it feels future proof for that reason, but it'll still charge just the same as any other Tesla at V3 and V2 superchargers. A little more road noise too. You noticing a little more all-terrain tread coming through to the cabin. These bespoke tires, I'm told, do have foam in them, but you can still hear it and feel it. Tiny bit of steering feel. That's weird. Teslas are usually pretty numb, but this does have some steering feel. Now, probably the funniest, most interesting option that I'm told about with this truck is the extended battery option. So all the Cybertrucks will have the same 123 kilowatt hour battery size, but as we all know, long road trips and towing and hauling things especially takes a toll on your battery. So there will be an optional battery, an add-on battery that you put in the trunk that adds 120 miles of range. It also adds a ton of weight because now you're hauling around a huge battery. But now you have close to a 450 mile range truck, which might be what people need to haul big things if they're going to work with it. It's interesting. I really feel like the biggest strength of the Cybertruck is it's got to be the power, the sheer force of 2.7 seconds 0 to 60, 850-ish horsepower. Like no other truck moves in a straight line like this one does. but I'm also going to include the steering as a pro. You got to get used to it, but again, that tight turning radius and how nimble it feels, like on a highway, that's remarkably responsive. Like, I can turn my wheel like this in a Model S Plaid and it does not feel as responsive as this. That's a crazy thing to say. So then its downside is going to be, one, just that people think it's ugly, and that's fine. A lot of people are going to think it's ugly. And two is it's more expensive than we originally thought. It doesn't have that price advantage. I am driving a $100,000 truck right now. There's no way around that. The F-150 Lightning I'm following right now is going to cost significantly less. The Rivian R1T and the Hummer are also very expensive, but it's no longer an advantage that we might have thought it was going to be. Now, this isn't a review. I haven't towed anything with this. I haven't used any of the trailer features. I haven't filled it up with rocks and mud and gotten it dirty. I haven't off-roaded at all. There's a total separate off-road mode in the thing I haven't used. I haven't road tripped in it. I haven't lived with